Hey guys, today's video is going to be a follow-up of sorts to the last video I released, the discussion of the presidential debates and the criterion to get in, the 15%, this, that, and the other. You don't need to watch that to kind of get this video. It's like a spiritual successor, I guess would be a good way to put it. But in the time since I made and released that video to today, they announced the first debate, who's going to be the first debate, and it's just going to be Trump and Clinton. They didn't include Gary Johnson, and they didn't include Jill Stein. Now, I could go into what I feel like pretty much everybody else would be talking about, the whole, oh, they're afraid of Gary Johnson and they don't want a third voice on the presidential stage podium. And that's all true. I truly believe that. And that's all important. But there is a side to this that I don't think is getting spoken about that really should be. And that's the fact that because the ticket isn't on the debate stage in the first debate, it means that for the sole vice presidential debate, Bill Weld won't be on that debate stage. And I think that's huge because I think the two big parties are just as afraid of Bill Weld as they are of Gary Johnson. Now, Bill Weld, if you haven't heard him speak, there's a number of videos on YouTube of him doing interviews and speaking engagements, and he's fantastic. He really exudes the sort of presidential air, and I think that really terrifies the big parties because their vice presidential picks, they're lackluster. They leave a lot to be desired. Both selections, from my perspective, seem like they're only there to temper the really bad candidate that they're running with. Pence is a very likable guy, and he speaks well, but he's also very extreme in different regards than Trump is. So they balance out being a very extreme ticket when you put them together. And Tim Kaine, he kind of gets lost in the shadow of Hillary Clinton because Clinton is a like political juggernaut in and of herself. So Kaine sort of gets lost on her, though he's more in the middle than she is. She's a pretty conservative liberal. And Tim Kaine is he's a step to the right of her, I think. So he's sort of pandering to the or his selection panders to the people in the middle that would normally go to the third parties. And Bill Weld, I mean, he would just wipe the floor at them at a debate. And by missing out on the first debate, Weld won't get the chance to go toe-to-toe with these guys because there is only one vice presidential debate. If you don't qualify for the first presidential debate, a vice president doesn't get to be a part of the action. So that's sort of a take that I'm not seeing a lot of people exploring, and I wanted to put that out there because I think it's really important because the vice presidential debate, while it doesn't, garner the numbers that the presidential debates do, it's still very important, and it's a useful tool for getting your ticket as a whole out there for the people interested enough to do watch. And I'm sure the vice presidential debates get good ratings. I haven't really looked into that, but I'm sure they get a good chunk of viewers. And it would be a good way to get your talking points out there onto YouTube, or you would hope the big media outlets. But let's be honest, even if he was in the debates, they probably wouldn't talk too much about the things he would speak about. But I just wanted to throw that out there. But what do you guys think? Do you think that keeping Weld out of the vice presidential debate factored into the decision not to invite them to the first presidential debate? Do you think that this idea is just crazy and it's just sort of a casualty of war, so to speak? Let me know down in the comments. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you'd like to, and keep up with future content. And anyway, guys, that's all I have for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.